what's the old VeggieTales thing? Roll film. Right? Great. All right, well, look, everybody, I'll make the call to order here for the Procurement Standards Board for this date, Thursday, December 19th. And we'll get started. First, let me ask, is there any public comment that has been signed for today? Can you turn your microphone on, Mr. Kogo?
How's that? Would you like for me to start over? Great. Hey, so just to repeat, this is the call to order for the Procurement Standards Board this Thursday, December 19th, and we're getting started here with a request for any public comment that has been signed for before the meeting. All right, seeing none, we'll close the public comment period, and I'll see if I can get a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting that were distributed.
Motion to approve the minutes.
All right, we have a first to approve. Do we have a second? Yeah.
Second that.
All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All right, motion passes. Great. Next, we'll go here to the purchasing agent report, and I'll turn it over to our purchasing chief, Dennis Rowland.
Thank you, Kevin. Based upon the last meeting, several activities I'd like to report out on. In the last meeting, we shared with you the FY25 strategy that we had for procurement, and a lot of really good comments from the board, along with people that were actually watching the video. Dr. Crew made a comment that was very interesting to us, that who all had actually seen that from a metro department perspective. And we had gotten around at that point to several larger departments, but not everyone. So out of that comment, we basically created a procurement roadshow with the help of Zach Kelly. So on November 7th, we did a WebEx meeting and invited all departments within Metro. And out of that roadshow presentation, there were actually 56 people from Metro that attended that were interested in what procurement was doing. And since then, I've actually gotten a lot of very positive comments and feedback, and really good feedback from a lot of the people within Metro. So I just wanted to share that with you, since it was a comment that came out of the last PSB meeting from Dr. Kroon. Next item I want to cover, of course, Choose How You Move was voted in November 5th. For me, it was a groundbreaking initiative for Metro, because I think over the next 15 years, it's going to change the landscape all over Metro Davidson County. We actually had our first supplier kickoff meeting on December 4th. And so in this initiative, along with Metro, WeGo is also participating. They're working on some corridors, some important bus stops and things related to what they will be doing. And so we developed a collaborative one city approach outreach for all of Metro and WeGo. In that meeting on December 4th, we at HOB, we actually had over 100 people in attendance. So we had a really good turnout for that. Over the next several months, we will be doing business outreach in the communities. Actually, the first one will be downtown at MCC. We're now working on the actual date for that. But we will be going around to the different communities, actually doing business outreach related to Choose How You Move. The next item I want to cover is related to delegation of purchasing authority. So on Tuesday night, Metro Council approved an increase for delegated purchasing authority for the departments from $25,000 to $50,000. The state of Tennessee was already at the $50,000 limit, and so we are allowed as a city government to actually meet that level. We did some validation benchmarking through NIGP and Harvard Kennedy School, and compared to other cities similar size to Nashville and larger, we were actually at the 25,000 was actually at the very low end of the threshold. And so the limit will be raised to 50,000, and we're working on the training material related to the departments and the regulations and rules that we'll have related to that. And the go live we're looking to have on February 15th. The next item that I will cover is we have a Metro Council Procurement Working Group that's in process. We've had 3 meetings so far with the Metro Council members. 7 departments were interviewed, and feedback was very positive. There were 2 items that the departments requested from us that we're actually working on. They wanted improved project tracking, collaboration, and so right now we have plans in place to do that January 1st, along with a request for having additional procurement staffing. There were several departments made comments that they thought we were understaffed based upon the work that we were trying to do. Kaizen activities I reported out on the last time. So we have 1 Kaizen related to cycle time that's actually complete. We have a few homework items related to that, but basically we're in a really good place from our process perspectives to significantly improve the procurement process timing within Metro. We also have a buyer standardization Kaizen that's in process, and it is buyer-led. This Kaizen will probably go through the rest of the year related to doing some additional training processes and standardization related to that. And then in our process, we have an evaluation process that is very detailed. And so when we receive protests, usually it is around the evaluation process and the way that it takes place. And so we're looking to put together a Kaizen related to studying that process and making it more efficient. On a manpower perspective, we're currently staffed, fully staffed. I need to mention, because this has actually come out in several other meetings, the current industry benchmarking per buyer within government's usually somewhere between 12 and 13 solicitations. So this is from both NIGP and Harvard Kennedy School. Right now, our buyers are right around 20 per buyer. And so I think it shows you the stress that we're under. And we've also, the last quarter, have been battling some team health issues related to FMLA. We've had some surgeries that we've experienced. And then we have 1 retirement as of January 3rd that we're working with. So from a manpower perspective, we're working hard to stay above water. But no doubt, in the future, I would love to see some additional resources for our team to be able to breathe fresher air as we go forward. And then the last item that I'll cover is related to Lindsley Hall. So I think in some of the report outs that Michelle Lane did previously, where we were moved out of that space and then we were told we could go back in the space, and we moved out again, and then we are in a temporary space at the back side of Lindsley Hall. And so right now, this space, the largest meeting room we have, will hold 5 people. So normally what we're doing is when we have larger team meetings like we had today, we've got to find some other buildings to actually go and have collaboration meetings in. We're told by General Services that we're looking to be back in our permanent space in Lindsley Hall mid-August. And so this was actually good news at this point. This is the first time that I'd heard an actual date that we can move back in. So we're looking forward to being able to get back together as a team and get more collaborative in our processes. Any questions, comments, concerns related to this report out?
So I think many of you are aware, I'll be turning the finance director baton over to a new director in January. I've been here on an interim basis, and I just wanted to take a moment here, Dennis, to compliment you, your team, and just what a great year you've had here under the O'Connell administration. You had a great department under Michelle's leadership for so many years, but coming into a new administration always brings a lot of new pressures, and in this case, his focus on customer service, be that internally or externally, what have you, has been tremendous, and you and your team have really stepped up and done an awful lot here in this year at a time where the pressures on purchasing continue to grow, particularly as you mentioned with the advent of the transit plan coming along and so forth. So I think those pressures will continue, and I'm sure you'll continue to lead well. So just thank you for everything you're doing. I know it's challenging with the office space and a few of the health issues that you mentioned and so forth, but compliments to you, your team, and just the continuity of leadership between you and Michelle. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Kevin.
Good. All right. Any other questions for Dennis on his report? All right. Next item here, a proposed procurement regulation modification.
So Yes, thank you so much, Kevin. This is actually a timely request for this modification. So right now, hold on, let me find my notes. So we've been working with our consultant, and did a disparity study that basically said the size of our program was not aligned with what the industry was, the marketplace was now. And so to do this, we basically had them come up with what the industry average is, also what the state is related to the what they're calling the small business enterprise. And so their finding was that generally where it was under $10 million and no more than 99 employees, the state actually has the same standard. And so we've actually had several things that we worked on, and actually the delegation authority that I just mentioned, where 6 years ago it was a good number, but with the inflation, the way the economy worked, that number now is not the correct number. And so basically this change that we're requesting in the definition basically will give more firms, WBE and MBE firms are more likely to be SBE, so this opens up the opportunity. And I said the timing of this is important because with Choose How You Move, we are making, in my mind, with WeGo, a really, really significant outreach to get MBEs and SBEs into the Choose How You Move program. And so I know we've got a concerted effort with Javal and Christopher Wood's teams to do this. So for us, this change makes a big improvement to basically where our program is at. Questions, comments, concerns related to that?
So to move this forward, I'm going to make a motion that we accept that so we can have a discussion about it, and then we'll move through the process here. So I'm going to move that as written here and distributed prior to the meeting, that we move forward with this. Is there a second?
I second it.
All right, so we have first and a second, so now let's have some discussion about it. Dennis has provided what I think is a really good explanation as to what this is. It, in my mind, is more practical than anything else and matches up very well with what the council has done here to increase the purchasing delegation and so forth, and just frankly makes life easier all the way around. So I don't think it's any more challenging than that, but certainly happy to discuss, and let's get all the questions answered before we vote. Any questions? Okay, seeing none. If you're in favor, let's show of right hands. Great. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. All right. Dennis, any other business that we need to conduct here today?
Well, I guess the dashboarding, there's a lot of dashboarding that was provided in the document, and I think in the last meeting, this was given to you all a few weeks ago, but if there's any questions or concerns or comments, we have the right people in the room to address those if you had any questions related to the data and the metrics that were sent out.
Yeah. I get to see the dashboard with some regularity, interact with the department, so I don't really have any questions of my own, but certainly very complimentary of the tool. It's fabulous, and you keep up with it really, really, really well. So, anybody on the board have questions about the dashboard? Okay, seeing none, I'd invite all of you to talk with Dennis or the team behind you before we leave today. But unless there's no other business from the board, I believe we'll adjourn. All right. Thank you so much. We're adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.